with Lieutenant Paris. And you know that he's going to introduce you, see, but so that you can have his lizard children. That too is remarkably funny in hindsight. A lot of it was just outrageously funny. You have to imagine and understand that in those 7 years I knew those guys and ladies, but most of the guys, because the heavy-duty late-night work took place on the bridge, so that was the men. And you get to know them better than you know members of your own family, which is interesting. And you get to love them. And so the humor then takes on a hilarity, a sort of breathless stupidity. And they knew that they could get me. Some of them could get me more than others. Tim Russ comes to mind. Oh, they love to do that too much because you know this relationship between Janeway and Tuba was supposed to be so exalted. Right? So dignified. Captain, I'm afraid I have to go down in the shuttlecraft and I'm going to die and take everything with me and it's all over, right? That's his close-up and he's brilliant and everybody's crying. Camera turns around, takes about an hour. It's now 4 o'clock in the morning. And I turn and I say, Tuba, why do you have no clothes on? Spitballs for another thing they thought was so. So you asked me what was funny? It's funny now, darling. It's funny now. Thank you, and good luck to you. Great. Yes, sir.
Hi there. I run a small research lab at the University of British Columbia. It's all women, and I didn't set out to make it that way. It just turned out that way.
What are you researching?
We actually do medical genetics. We're searching for genes for
Alzheimer's. Are you working as
no, actually, it's fat metabolism and appetite regulation.
Oh, I see.
I was wondering if you had advice for someone who wanted to mentor women in scientific careers. I mean, all the people in my lab are women.
Advice for someone who wants to mentor women in science?
Yes.
Going towards science?
How to cultivate them at being their best selves.
You just say it like it is. And you be the honest, forthright, passionate, well-spoken man that you are. I think the thing is the sharing of the passion. As that woman so beautifully put it, yes. It's the sharing of the passion and the lack of fear. And don't let the barrier exist. You can do that. Reach across the water, crossing the Rubicon, we call it, right? And bring them into the fold. You know what to do. That's a rhetorical question coming from you, I think. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe, or were you saying you're a little bit afraid of women getting good? All men are afraid of women in groups. And I'll go you one more. All women are afraid of women in groups. Hello, darling.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. I know in the past you said your dream role would be Cleopatra. At this point in time in your life and in your career, has that changed? Or is there something else you would rather do?
No, in fact, it just reared its head again. So I am. It is Cleopatra. And I've been offered you know, I have to hurry up. She was 44 when she died. But I'm going to play it. The problem with asking Cleopatra is you have to find the answer. Right? You have to believe there's distance between these two. But Joe Dowling at the Guthrie Theater just offered this to me 2 weeks ago. And I jumped. So I'll let you all know when that is. And you know, really not funny looking, but so funny. That's what brought Caesar and Antony to their knees with Cleopatra. So witty. You're great. You're great to remember that. Thank you very much, both of you. Thanks. Yes. Darling, you or you, sir?
I have a question.
Oh, yes, sweetie, go.
Maybe that was fun. First of all, I just want to make a really quick comment. I like your shoes.
And all women look at other women's shoes. Yes.
Quick question.
Yep.
What was the most awkward situation you found yourself in while filming Voyages?
What was most awkward?
Like, as actresses and actors, you find yourself in horribly awkward situations all the time. What was most awkward for you?
During the run of Voyager?
Yeah. Or,
Are you kidding? Do you know how many alien species I had to deal with? I keep a straight face at 5 o'clock in the morning. Awkward. It was a bit awkward when 7 of 9 came out. That was awkward for me. I loved Jen Lee, and I had developed this relationship with her, and then she was gone. And it seemed to me so sudden and so shocking that this remarkable and clearly beautiful and sexual creature had come to grace my ship with her sensuality. And I think, and I said this, I say this all the time now quite openly, it's my way of sharing with you my own terrible fractured nature and my own vulnerability about stuff and my own sometimes rigidity and inability to accept. I had hoped to get hoped that Paramount would be able to push through with a female captain without airing too much to the sexual. I had hoped this would truly have been a breakthrough, right? While allowing for it within the ship. But they felt, I think, that they had to do this for the numbers. And that was terribly disappointing to me in the moment. And it took me about a year to get over that. It had nothing to do with Jerry Ryan, who was just a great beauty and a great girl. But it had everything to do with Kate Mulgrew reacting to what was going on. So I think in terms of awkwardness, I was a little surprised to find myself feeling what I felt. And the length of time it took me to understand and to overcome it. So I hope that answers your question. It's certainly very honest. Thank you.
I just have a couple of comments, and not really a question. I'm very humbled to be talking to you. I've worked at conventions for years on staff, and I have had the opportunity to sit in many panels and many discussions. I've run some discussions before, and I've always found it interesting, number one, at the tone. I've heard you speak twice. At the tone you set when you come into a panel, stand on stage, versus some other very iconic figures that I very much adore on stage and on screen. Whereas, one chair's for them, the other chair's for their ego, and one chair's for them, and one chair's for their teeth.
No name. Yes.
I'm sorry. But the tone that you set when you walk on stage is so different. I mean, you don't hide behind the table. You speak to people as opposed to make this about them. I mean, you make it about everyone else. I think that's fantastic and speaks to your personality.